All right. So so how you feel about Okada becoming a free agent potentially in January?
Um, I'm excited about that. As we've seen recently, the people that we thought would have never left New Japan, like a Will Ospreay or other people, Kota Ibushi, and um, what's his name recently that just left? He's
Okada.
like not Okada. He fought Mox at All Out 2021. What's his name? He has like a big rivalry with Joe Doran and everything like that. He has the
Oh,
Koji cutter. What's his name? I
oh,
forget.
oh, Kojima.
Kojima left. I mean, he didn't leave New Japan, but he basically left like that area. Like looked like
He's more of a freelancer now.
yeah. Um. So there's all these people that are leaving New Japan that I never thought would. Um. Is insane. I think Okada should leave New Japan just because I think he's done everything that he can do in New Japan. There's really nothing more that he can do. I think he needs to kind of freshen his character up a little bit and go to whether that's WWE or AEW. Um, I'm I'm flexible with either or. Obviously, obviously I have my preferences of what I would like to see, type of thing. Because honestly, I think he do. I know a lot of people don't think he do well in WWE, but with the recent success we've seen recently of Shinsuke Nakamura, I honestly think him and Okada would do just as well, seeing how successful Nakamura's been. And he doesn't have to do live promos because, as we've seen, all of Nakamura's promos has been pre-taped lately and everything like that. So, I think he'd be awesome in WWE. Um, AEW I think would be great for him. The thing is about AEW, I think the reason I don't want all these people from New Japan going there is because we've seen them basically wrestle everybody in AEW because most of them have been to New Japan at one point or another. Um, there's still matches that there's still stuff that Okada can do. But um, you know, him and AEW would be great. But yeah, Okada if he wants to take a new direction, as you mentioned off air, you know, WWE and AEW aren't the only places you can go. Impact Wrestling's rebranded themselves as TNA.
Oh my God, he didn't want nothing to do with TNA.
Well, it's different management now than when he was there
Nah,
before, though.
nah, this man has undenying hatred for TNA because of what happened. Like the thing
Um,
is that like he even said in like some of the post match things he doesn't even give a fuck about TNA, bro.
there you go.
But
Um,
but
but
I I
I think
would.
one you can definitely take off the table is
Ooh,
NWA mainly, just because that wouldn't really work for him. It's
nah,
not his style.
we'll kill everybody
Um,
there.
um, Plus I don't even know who he could wrestle in the NWA. I think he's too good for the NWA right at the moment.
So I have a few other places he could probably go. Pro Wrestling Noah, which would be fucking funny as shit. So he could continue his feud against Kaito because
Right.
because I know Kaito ain't taking that too well after getting fucking little brothered during the um during the Akejimoto retirement show. He could go to All Japan because All Japan they needs another star, but also because I want to see him against Kento Miyahara. Both of them are okay. Kento, he's the ace of All Japan, and Okada is technically the other ace of New Japan, and this might be a crazy thing to say, but Kaito was Okada before Okada was okay. Kaito was Okada before Okada was Okada. Kaito was the Rainmaker before Okada was the Rainmaker. And there is some
Yeah,
evidence.
kind of like how Buddy Rogers was the Nature Boy before Ric Flair was the
Yeah.
Nature Boy.
And Kaito is like almost the same age as Okada, I believe. I don't know. But like but no, wait. Not Kaito, Kento Miyahara. What the fuck? Okay.
Oh, there you go. It happens.
Okay, so let me say what I said. Kento Miyahara, he's the ace of all Japan. And Kento was Okada before Okada was Okada. Kento was technically the Rainmaker. Well, he wasn't the Rainmaker, but Kento was like that before Okada was the Rainmaker. And there's some evidence to actually prove it if you look at the timeline of things. Plus, Kento was the GOAT.
Yeah.
Kento was
I mean,
holding
I
down All Japan when All Japan was at its worst. So basically, yeah. So,
um
huh?
one funny thing that could happen, by the way, since New Japan and Pro Wrestling Noah do their crossover show every year. If this happens, obviously, that would be funny as hell. Is if Okada left New Japan, joined Pro Wrestling Noah, and he was on Pro Wrestling Noah's side the
That
next
shit
time
will
they
be
do that
how
show.
that will be absolute hilarious because it's just gonna say a lot. But I would say this though, which makes things even more funnier to think about. If he does join Pro Wrestling Noah, I would not be mad as fuck. But I know one of my friends would be like, "What the fuck?" Because he's a New Japan mark. But I love him
Mm,
though. But like, but the thing is that like if you let it's crazy because a lot of the top stars is leaving fucking New Japan. Are we really about to
yeah,
see another Exodus? Because that shit would be crazy. And John Moxley said it best. Who the fuck joins Bullet Club?
I don't know. And what
So
happens? Say Okada does go, by the way, to he does leave New Japan. Are we gonna have like a Bullet Club Gold situation all over again, where we have a Chaos faction in AEW?
I mean, there's
But
a
it's
few
not
members of Chaos that's currently in
AEW, yeah.
yeah.
But are they gonna do the same thing? Are they gonna just still call it Chaos, but call it Chaos, with another name with it or something like Bullet Club Gold kind of is? You know, because technically the Elite when they left, even though they had left Bullet Club, they were like a subgroup anyways of Bullet Club. And then when New Japan did their crossover show Forbidden Door with AEW, I think the Elite, the Young Bucks, pretty much rejoined Bullet Club. So it's going to be an interesting time when it comes to Okada, where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to Chaos? Say he does go to WWE, we would need a new leader of Chaos also because obviously, he wouldn't really be able to do that anymore. So it'd be interesting to see what kind of happens when Okada leaves New Japan, if he does even leave New Japan. There's a lot of places he can go, and it's an interesting time for New Japan. They're taking a lot of big hits recently with because they pretty much lose two of the big stars. I guess they would really lose Will Ospreay though, just because of since AEW and New Japan have a partnership, but they wouldn't really have Will Ospreay as often as they would before because obviously you don't really see Mox all that much. I think the only time Will Ospreay would do New Japan shows is if they do them in the United States. I don't think he's going to make the travel unless it's like a Wrestle Kingdom or a Dominion or something like that. So New Japan's going to take some pretty big hits, so they're going to have to start to sign some people now and everything like that. So
There's
it's
a
going to
lot of
be,
people they can sign.
yeah.
It's just only if
Um,
they feel like it. And it's
and I
not
don't
being
really
so
think,
stingy.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with Okada. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it though. 'Cause it's gonna be interesting. I think WWE too are kind of pissed, a little bit because I think they were thinking they were gonna be able to get Will Ospreay, but AEW kind of took him from underneath them and everything like that. So I think WWE might get a little extra aggressive this time and try to get Okada, try to, you know, um, give him the best offer that he can. But the thing that's going to be tough about that, if he wants to stay in Japan, that's not going to be realistic. If he signed with WWE, because he would be away from home a lot more and everything like that. So yeah, definitely an interesting time when it comes to the free agent market coming
Oh
up and
yeah,
everything like
speaking of
that.
free agent market, I wanna I wanna put this out in the ether. Um, so my boy Kota Ibushi, I don't think he's joining a well, isn't he also signed with a didn't he?
Yeah, he's already signed.
Okay, cool. But for all the people who's a wrestling fan and doesn't know anything about no Puro, well, I'm sorry that I'm talking about like uh, uh I'm sorry I talk about Japanese wrestling a lot because I'm a fucking mark. so
There you go.
so I'm gonna say this right here for everybody else to listen to, but my boy Kota Ibushi, I'm going to resub to Wrestle Universe for this fucking show. At Pro Wrestling Noah New Year, a match has been confirmed. Kota Ibushi versus Naomichi versus Marufuji. Jesus freaking Christ. This is going to be fucking fun. Marufuji is one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's really good.
Alongside fucking Kota Ibushi. And I pretty much think he signed with Pro Wrestling Noah, which is fucking dope. But Pro Wrestling Noah is under the the Wrestle Universe brand, which means Kota Ibushi can also wrestle for DDT again,
Yep, that's insane.
which is going to be great. If he shows up in DDT, bro, I'm gonna be like, ah, shit, here we go again. Because if y'all seen his stuff in DDT, he is an absolute loose cannon.
I gotta watch it.
Motherfucker
Yeah,
shooting fireworks on top of a damn car, bro. This man is on perks when he was in DDT. It was insane. But yeah, so that's the wrestling portion of Spark. So what we going
yeah.
on again?
Let's just get to AEW now. I first thing I'll say before I start talking about this week's stuff. Thank you for holding down the fort the past couple of weeks when
Shut
it
up.
came to doing Spoke.
Yeah.
Um, this is good, by the way, because Noah doesn't have to come back, and as you know, Noah pretty much killed himself trying to do Spoke and trying to heavy the load. So it's good to know that if I can't do the show, then we have someone that's able to do it. Thank you to Kuzon for stepping in last week, or last episode, because I think it was taped technically this week. So I don't know. I think it was taped last week, but aired this week. I don't know. I don't know how that works anymore. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, but what we're gonna just start talking about this week's stuff. Um, what sucks because I paid for a full gear thinking I'd be able to review it, and then I couldn't review it, so I just basically wasted $50 for nothing now.
At
So
least you saw
whatever.
the pay per view though, so
Yeah, at least I did.
you
Um,
didn't waste
but yeah,
it. You just at least you saw the pay per
yeah.
view. So
But going through the weekly AEW shows, we're going to start with Dynamite. Dynamite took place on November 29th, 2023. It technically was a four-man commentary booth. It was the typical people, Excalibur, Taz, and Tony Schiavone. However, anytime there was a Continental Classic match on the show, Brian Danielson basically tagged in for Tony Schiavone doing
which
that
is
to kind
dope
of
as
scout
shit
the.
because Brian Dance is a fucking mark for
Yeah.
wrestling. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I feel like you know, once he's done wrestling full time, I think he has a. I mean, we've known this anyways. I don't think he's gonna do commentary, but he could do commentary if he wants to. But obviously, I don't think he will. Obviously, just because the whole reason he's not wrestling anymore, so he could be with his family more often. And I think if he's on commentary, that doesn't really happen. So, um, you know, um, Although I wonder if that's going to change though, just because he's been out of action recently and everything like that. I feel like he's going to want to finish his career out, being fully healthy. But we'll get to that later on. But it opened. We had the intro. It was a good intro. They did some promos and they broke down the brackets of the Continental Classic, and it kicked off with the NJ. Yeah, for some reason in my notes I wrote NJPW Continental Classic match. I don't know why I did that. I think just because
Bruh.
I'm so used to the. I think I'm just so used to the G1. That's why I was like, okay, yeah, this is just a G1 because it's basically what it is. But I don't know how that happened. But I won't make that mistake next week. But yeah, this was the AEW Continental Classic Gold League match. We have John Moxley versus Jay Lethal. John Moxley was coming in with 3 points. Jay Lethal was coming in with no points. And a
Fucking
big
loser.
storyline they've been telling, and this is the first time that Jay Lethal's really had to do this on his own because lately he's been having Team Jerry accompany him ringside. And a big thing when he comes out doing his entrance is he looks behind him and he notices um, that yeah, he can't have any help. But we had this match, and this match was really good. John Moxley dominates the beginner portions of it. He throws Jay Lethal into the barricade. He gets a really good double underhook suplex onto him in the win. Jay Lethal starts to target the leg of John Moxley. He really goes after it. At one point, he acts like he's going to go for the lethal injection, but instead he does like a chop block with the knee, which was pretty cool. He locks him into the figure four, but John Moxley's able to power out of it. Um, and Moxley mounts a comeback. He hits a really good butterfly suplex powerbomb off the top turnbuckle. He hits an elbow drop, which was cool. He eventually hits the paradigm shift, but Jay Lethal's able to kick out. This was after the first time he kicked out of it. And then eventually John Moxley hits a second paradigm shift. And this was the elevated version of it. And then he locks him into the
The Death
Bulldog choke.
Rider.
There you
Ah!
go. And John Moxley makes Jay Lethal pass out. And John Moxley picks up 6 points now in the Continental Classic, and Jay Lethal still doesn't have any points. But yeah, this
Fucking
match was very
loser.
good. I really enjoyed this. Um, Obviously, I think the thing that's been the biggest flaw at the moment with the Continental Classic is it's been fairly predictable so far. I think the only one that's been fairly unpredictable up to this point was the Brody King Eddie Kingston match. But other than that, I think every match has been pretty by the numbers. It kind of sucks. A lot of people that are in this tournament right now, you kind of could tell are just there to kind of take the losses. Like at the moment, that's kind of in Jay Lethal's role. I think that's gonna be his role. I don't think he's gonna get any wins. I think he might get like one win in the tournament, but that might be it. But overall, I still really like this. Um, and yeah, I thought this was very good stuff right here. How did you feel about this match? And how do you feel about how Jay Lethal's downward spiral has been going on in this tournament because he
It's
doesn't
been
have a win yet?
unfortunate. My man's getting treated like garbage. Which is funny as shit because the thing is he's not really that bad. But
No,
I'm a
he's
bit
not.
sad at the fact that he's getting fucked around like this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's to be expected because he ain't shit all that. Let's like the thing is that what's funny about this whole shit is the fact that like Jay Lethal is pretty fucking good. And to see him have this downward spiral is kind of hilarious in my opinion.
Right.
So it's like, damn, bro, used to be so much more.
I mean, maybe it's going to be a big storyline thing. Maybe it's will lead to him leaving Team Jarrett and everything like that and breaking out on his own. So if we get that out of this, I'm okay with it, I guess. But it kind of sucks. Um, But after this, they showed a Eddie Kingston promo. This was the same promo that he cut on Collision after he lost. He was just kind of licking his wounds. He didn't expect that this, he said that he needed to get humbled in the tournament, and he said that he's going to give Bryan Danielson everything that he can. Bryan Danielson saw this promo and basically told Bryan Danielson that he wonders what version of Eddie Kingston he's going to get on Collision. He's going to get the Eddie Kingston that, is sad all the time, or is he going to get the Eddie Kingston that, took it to him in the world title eliminated tournament back in 2021, which I saw live.
Hmm,
But yeah, what do you think of these promos right here? The Eddie Kingston one and the Bryan Danielson one.
pretty good. That's more to say, to be honest with you, bro.
And then Tony Schiavone was backstage. We got some info. They announced they brought on Sting and Ric Flair, and they announced that Sting's last match was going to take place in the very same arena where him and Ric Flair went to the time limit draw for the NWA/WCW World Title. That was it. It took me 2 seconds to say what I said, but they just talked and talked and talked for what felt like forever. Just about that match. It was like, oh, stop talking, guys.
You don't like the yapping, bro? Come on now.
This was just way too long, bro. It was just like, come on. This is honestly, this felt like that Wembley Arena announcement all over again, when Nigel and Tony just talked forever. This felt like the same thing. But anyhow, this was like good. They're obviously trying to sell the tickets for it. Which I know AEW hasn't been selling out a lot recently, but I actually think this is gonna this will sell out just because it's Sting's last match. I'd be shocked if it didn't. But yeah, how did you feel about this segment right here? Finding out that Sting's last match is gonna be the same arena where he pretty much had his breakout performance and everything like that.
So, anyways, let's move on.
All right, there you go. Next, we had another Continental Classic match. It was Mark Briscoe versus Roosh. Both men needed a point here. They were both coming in with a loss. Yeah, this match was really good stuff. This was kind of a callback to the ROH days and everything like that. Roosh dominated early. He had a really good belly to back throw to Mark Briscoe, sending him into the barricade. Mark Briscoe hit some really good offense. He threw Roosh into the guardrail. He had a really good elbow drop from the apron onto Roosh. Roosh teased like he was going to go for the double knees, but instead he just kicked him in the face. I don't like that move, but it's.
I'm sorry, but I like that move, bro. That shit was pretty funny as shit.
I think I just fall for it every time because I'm not used to seeing Roosh really wrestle, so I fall for it every time. Mark Briscoe,
is a dickhead. What do you expect from him, bro?
That's fair. Mark Briscoe hits an elbow drop from the top rope, but Roosh kicks out of it. He hits a power bomb into a neck breaker, but Roosh kicks out of that. And then eventually, Roosh beats him. He hits the double knees into the corner, followed by a double arm DDT. And he beats Mark Briscoe. So Roosh walks away with 3 points, and Mark Briscoe walks away with 0 points.
Poor Mark Briscoe.
But, he does do a promo afterwards, Mark Briscoe, that makes sense out of it because he's not used to wrestling really singles and doing a tournament like this by himself. So it does make sense that, he's having trouble adjusting to a single style. But Roosh needed a win here. I think I hope they do give Mark Briscoe a win in the tournament. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the best chance he has of getting a win is probably against, I hate to say it, but Jay Lethal. That's probably the best chance he has of getting a win. But I think it's going to be too late for him to get into the finals by that point. But whatever. This was good stuff, though. I liked this match. Everybody looked strong in this match, and I thought it was relatively good stuff. How did you feel about this match right here?
I wanted Mark to win.
Same.
Cause I really like Mark. He's just so lovable, bro. But Mark is probably gonna win. He's gonna win a match. Probably, like you said, against poor old fucking Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal be looking like a bitch, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think he's win. I can't think of anyone else he's going to beat in this tournament too. That's in his block. I think the best chance he has of winning is probably either against Roosh or against Mark Briscoe. But I don't think he's going to win any of those matches either.
This man getting fucked over, bro.
Yeah, he really is. Anything else you want to say about the Mark Briscoe, not Jay Lethal, Roosh match?
I like Roosh a lot. I
do too.
I like Roosh. I don't know why. He's just such a dick. Roosh. I feel like Roosh against Andrade is gonna be a crazy match.
They can't have a match with each other because they're on the same block.
No, right after the whole tournament ends, I feel like when they have a match against each other, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I would like that. Obviously, there's a lot of history there, too, because it was Andrade that brought Roosh into AEW, deploying Love Faction and Logan Nodley's originally. And then Andrade disappeared for a while. He came back and did his own thing, and Roosh kind of, He's the one that got LFI really, at least this version of it, uh, really under control and everything like that with, all those vignettes we were seeing a little bit ago. So, it'd be interesting to see how that happens and everything like that. Um, I don't know who'd be. I feel like Roosh would have to be the baby face because it seems like Andrade is a little more heelish at the moment. But obviously they could figure that out. But continuing with AEW, Timeless Tony Storm has a promo,
Rough.
and she's really hungover from celebrating from winning the AEW Women's World Title and getting the award for it and everything like that. Everything's in black and white. We see now her entourage is complete now, pretty much. We see RJ City's her interviewer, pretty much. She's like the one that helps her with production, and Luther's a butler, and Mariah May is a big fan. And Tony Storm talks about how disgusted she was that she got cut off by Sky Blue, and she talks about how she's going to defend her AEW Women's World Title next week, whether she's 100% or not, because she's been hungover. And RJ City's like, are you going to be able to even compete next week? I don't think RJ City remembers how a hangover was supposed to work, unless she celebrates some more.
I'm sorry,
She'll
but I
be
love
fine.
RJC, bro.
Oh, I do
I
too.
love RJC. That is my boy right there. The thing is that okay, so I want everybody to do me a favor and go subscribe to his channel.
I
He's
do. Yeah.
he's pretty fucking like I guess because it's just me, but just seeing him in his underwear, fucking coffee talk is just like. So, anyways, let's just continue before I go
Anyhow,
crazy.
yeah. Hey, it's 2023.
I
It's fine to say
know,
that stuff.
I
So,
know, but it's just
um,
like it's just this man is just built stupid. This man is just
but
fuck.
but But yeah, Tony Storm basically wanted the segment to be over, so she just said end the segment pretty much, and then that was it. This was really good. I like this. I'm really liking the Tony Storm character. I hope they keep this title on her for like a while because we need
Please.
a long AEW Women's World Title reign again. We haven't had one in a
We
while.
that is fucking true. We never had one like that crazy.
Yeah, mainly because Jamie Hayter got hurt, so they kind of were stumbling for a little bit. So, um, but yeah, how did you feel about this segment right here with Timeless Tony Storm? It was awesome.
I dig it.
It was
Timeless Tony
good.
Storm is just different. But this is probably just me. This is just my opinion. If they did this in WWE, it probably wouldn't work as well as they would think it is. It'll probably
Yeah,
fit more with WWE because it's more character driven, but the way they do it here makes sense.
yeah, it works out really well for them.
Yeah.
Um, And then next, MJF comes out to cut a promo. He's still walking his cane. Well, I guess he did have it last week. I had to think if he had it last week, but he did have it last week from the injury that he got from Bullet Club Gold at Full Gear. And he talks about how he made a deal with Samoa Joe, and against his better judgment, he stuck through the deal and decided to give Samoa Joe an AEW World Title match. And he talks about how Samoa Joe became closer than anybody to dethroning MJF as the Triple B, which I think is true. I think that's the closest MJF ever came to being dethroned.
Yeah.
And he talked about like his history of like his connection to Samoa Joe. Um, well, not the obvious stuff, anyways. He talked about like how when he was young, he saw a flyer for TNA wrestling, and he immediately watched the pay per view, and he saw Samoa Joe, and he saw that Samoa Joe was really breaking the mold when it came to professional wrestling, showing that a big guy could be as agile and stuff as he is, and he was really getting stuff talked about and motivated MJF to really want to continue with his professional wrestling journey.
Which is
And he
fair.
talked about how he saw Samoa Joe in WWE, and he's talked about how much of a shame it was that WWE never gave him his flowers
Which
and
is
put him.
fucking true.
To be fair to WWE, though, I mean, I'm not saying it's all not WWE's fault. Samoa Joe was injured a lot though in
Which is
WWE.
also true, which is actually pretty fair though.
Um, and he talked about though how Samoa Joe brought on a style of wrestling that's influenced by AEW, and without Samoa Joe, they wouldn't be in AEW, which is debatable. But
Fair.
he talked about how Samoa Joe really broke the mold and made the ROH World Television Championship a belt to talk about. And Yeah, he talked about how he looks forward to retaining his AEW World Championship, and he says that no matter what, he's going to make it 100%. And he takes his cane and he breaks it over his knee and shows that he can still walk. I thought
Cute
he kind of jumped.
promo. That was cute.
I thought he. I thought he kind of jumped the gun on that a little bit. It would have made more sense if, like, he was in danger of being attacked by somebody and they thought he was injured and then he did it. But whatever.
Which could
Um,
work.
yeah. But then the video goes out. The devil mask comes up on the screen and basically puts out a hit on MJF. And when the lights come back on, the masked men that's been aligned with the devil attack MJF. They beat him up and they're about to take him out completely until Samoa Joe runs out and basically sends the masked men packing. And obviously Samoa Joe did this because he wants MJF to make it 100% to World's End. And yeah, he fights off the well, I was gonna say Samoa Joe fights him off. The guys take off before Samoa Joe can do anything.
Because because
And
because they knew how Samoa Joe is going to be.
yeah.
He's going to kill them all. But
Um
yeah.
and then the feed gets all messed up. It was actually messed up to the point I thought TBS like crashed, so I like changed the channel to make sure my cable box was working fine. But I guess it was just to make it feel real. And basically, a message comes on the screen, basically saying that the time is coming for them to reveal themselves and to reveal who the devil truly is. And they challenge MJF and Samoa Joe to a tag match next week. And MJF loses it. He basically becomes hot-headed and accepts the challenge. And Samoa Joe doesn't want him to accept this challenge because then MJF will get worn down because he wants to beat MJF, fair and square. He doesn't want any excuses when he beats him for the title. And Samoa Joe's pissed that he took this match. But obviously, because the match gets made official, it's going to be MJF and Samoa Joe versus two masked men next week. Which is tomorrow, tonight, whenever you see this. Um, but yeah, I like this a lot. I thought the promo that MJF cut was really good, and I think this was good. I was kind of starting to kind of get sick of them not really doing much with this devil thing anymore, just because it didn't really seem like it was really progressing. And I thought this was kind of AEW fixing that issue. I think too next week we're gonna. I mean, I say we're gonna have more clear about who the masked men are, but obviously, as you know, if you remember the Aces and Eights angle, I'm pretty sure the uh even though everyone that was in the Aces and Eights was revealed, I'm pretty sure like it wasn't always those people. They may do something where it's just two indie guys next week and then they change it, but we'll have to wait and see. But overall, I like this segment, and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not as into the Devil angle anymore because now I know pretty much it's not CM Punk now, pretty much, unless CM Punk's really working us and he actually is a free agent and he's just going to go to both places, which would be something that's never really happened before. Um, but yeah, I'm really not sure now who the guy behind the Devil Mask is because I'm pretty sure now it's not Bullet Club War Dogs anymore. I know that you threw that out there, but now that they're not really Hogan and Jay White anymore, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case just because it seemed like it's an MJF feud, but we'll have to wait and see. But overall, I liked this. How did you feel about this promo and, that they finally kind of started doing stuff again with the Bullet Club, not the Bullet Club War Dogs, I'm sorry, the Devil storyline again and everything like that? New?
Okay, my bad. I honestly think that um this could probably be like Jack Perry, who's
Yeah.
underneath the mask. But also, I never mentioned this last Spark, but during the promo between Samoa Joe and MJF, Samoa Joe said the most craziest shit I've ever heard in my life to MJF. And when he said this, I looked at my cousin and I was like, ain't no way he just said this, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
What he said is that he said to MJF that you are now my property. That
Yep.
is the craziest shit I've ever heard from a wrestler to say to another wrestler, bro. That is hilarious. This man said, "From now on, you are my property, and I'm going to protect you." That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it really
Ain't
is.
no way this grown ass man said this shit. I was like, bro. But like this, but like this whole segment is pretty good. I dig it. It could be better, but 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 the way they did it, it was fine. So
Yeah, I liked it.
and as for the whole double match thing, I honestly think I want to say it's going to be revealed at World's End. But if they do it but if they do it early, that's surprising.
There you go.
So yeah.
Um, next, um, Wardlow faced AR Fox. AR Fox got some offense in before the bell rang. He hit a dive on Wardlow. He threw him into the barricade and everything like that. And then basically, once the bell rang, it was pretty much over for him. He got destroyed after that. He tried to go for a 450, but I think he got the 450, but Wardlow kicked out at one. And then after that, it was pretty much over for AR Fox. He got hit with a clothesline. He got hit with power bombs and swantons, and then eventually the ref just had to call the match off, and Wardlow just left, and that was it. Overall, good way to get over Wardlow. I like that they didn't completely job out AR Fox. But yeah, this was kind of this was pretty much. I don't know where that murder count is at the moment when it comes to like the wrestlers that we've been making. I think they've all been for Wardlow matches mainly recently. But you could add AR. I think AR Fox has been on this list twice because he got killed by Swerve and then he just got killed now by Wardlow. So I don't know how you really you can't die twice. So I don't know how that works
May
unless
ARFX rest in peace, bro.
again it's twice.
Again.
How did you feel about this match? How they're getting over Wardlow and everything like that.
They didn't have to do this at the expense of AR Fox, bro. They didn't have to do a boy AR Fox like that, bro. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
I guess
fucked
they
up,
wanted.
bro.
The only reason I could come up with is I guess they wanted to showcase that like Wardlow is strong enough where he could just take all that damage in the beginning and
At
he
the
can still
expense
come
of
back.
my boy?
I guess so.
No. Come on now.
Come on, it's not like AR Fox was doing all that much anyways. They've already been doing him dirty before
I don't
this. It's not
care.
like
He is my boy. Bro, I seen this man ever since he was in CZW, bro. I've been seeing a lot of these wrestlers ever since I was in ever since a CZ dub. Like fucking Swerve, AR Fox, fucking Black G's, even though he's not in the fucking joint. Like, come
yeah.
on now, man. Bruh.
You're not gonna see AR Fox anymore. He dead now,
Man,
so
man, throw his ass in the dirt. Come on, man.
um next, we had a trios match. It was the Hardys and Brother Zay versus Top Flight and Action Andretti. This was Dante Mountain's big return match.
Man, fuck Dante,
Um,
bro.
I still love. I wasn't on Spark last week. His big return was ruined by the network last week because they went to commercial too early, so they had to give away his return.
That's
I don't know
fucking
if you know that
funny.
happened. That happened on Collision. Well, 2 episodes ago. TNT jumped the gun too much and they went to break too early. So like they had to show the footage again and they had to tell us that it was Dante Mountain comes back. So Dante Mountain's return got ruined last week. So he kind
That's
of
funny.
he kind of needed this. So
Bruh, that
yeah,
is
overall
hilarious.
uh,
I
I
did
can't
not
make this
know
stuff
that
up.
happened. That is funny as shit.
um I wish I was lying to you, but this really happened. So
I believe you
um
either way.
but yeah, overall I thought the Hardys and Brother Zay were perfect first opponents to bring back Dante Mountain. Um
Nah, man, it should
I
have been the
hadn't
Lucha
actually
Bros.
seen the match where he got injured. Um And yeah, that injury was insane. I couldn't believe how bad it
That's
was.
why I
Um,
keep saying fuck Dante Martin because of that stupid ass stun he pulled, bro. It's
it wasn't even
fucking.
him that did it though. It
I
was it was it
know,
was.
but why would they agree to this shit?
I don't know.
Fucking
But
spot
anyhow,
monkeys,
yeah,
dog.
this match was very good though. Really weird. The Hardys and Brother Zay worked heel in the match. They got the heat on Darius Mountain throughout much of it, and they kind of pulled some heel tactics in this match. It's kind of interesting. This is the second time I've seen this happen with the Hardys. I think they've done this when they challenged for the ROH World Six Man titles when they faced the Elite for them. So it's kind of interesting. To see this happen. We've seen Matt be a heel before, but this is kind of new territory a little bit for Jeff Hardy. Well, I guess not because he has been a heel before too. But I don't know. It's just weird to see the Hardys be heels. It's just in any capacity. But yeah, they looked really good in this match. Eventually Dante Martin got the hot tag, and they all hit some really cool dives, and then eventually he beats you know. Um, Brother Zay with like a full Nelson into a driver for the win. I forget the name of it, but he's been hitting that ever since he joined AEW pretty much when he had to go out on his own. And Dante Martin won. He was happy he won in his hometown. But I like this match. It was a good way to bring back Dante Martin. I like Top Flight as a tag team. I really hope that they can both of them can stay healthy and finally get some momentum going behind them. And now that they have a trio going, it looks like they could either challenge for the ROH World Six Man Tag Team titles or the AEW Trios Championships. So, um, this was good stuff right here, though. How did you feel about this?
I really didn't care about this match at all because the fact it's just the fact that like it doesn't matter to me. This was just a random match. Like, yes, it's just his big return, but at the same time, I really didn't fucking care. Yes, he's a talented dude, but it's just like there's so many guys who just does flips and not like anything else. Like, like I'm not trying to be that one guy that's like, oh, you do all those flips, it doesn't fucking matter. Nah, like I love me a good flip and stuff, but not like everything.
That's fair.
Cause like I still want some wrestling and pro wrestling. Like I still want like to enjoy that this is pro wrestling and not just like a stunt party.
Yeah, that's. And this match wasn't and this match didn't help that because both of these teams are kind of that way. Both the Hardys
Well,
brothers.
the Hardys are getting old, so they ain't gonna
Yeah.
do no flips. Everybody else, I don't know about everybody else though, but yeah.
Um. Next, they get interviewed. Not Dante, Top Flight and Action Andretti. And before they can really say anything, Penta Zero Miedo comes up, and they kind of shake hands to kind of show that there's no hard feelings with what happened. Mistakes happen sometimes. And however, though, Penta Zero Miedo challenges him to a 3-on-3 match, and we don't know when it's going to happen, but his partners come up, and it's going to be whenever the match can happen. Commander and I'll heal Delvin Kingo, and
Jesus
that's gonna be
fucking Christ, El fucking Vikingo, bro. Okay, I don't got a problem with the guy. Okay, I don't got a problem with him. I just my thing is this, right? Vikingo's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's a
he,
flippy nigga,
he,
but he's a. But the thing is that like Vikingo, I don't. I want him. Can you please go back to the fucking defend that damn belt, bro?
he
You don't,
defends it fairly regularly,
which is good
so
to know. But at the same time, it's like they're really showcasing him a lot, aren't they?
yeah, probably too much. I'll get to this late. I mean, I was gonna talk about this later, but I'll just mention it now.
Then as for
Dude wrestled.
then as for a commander, Phoenix. Okay, commander. Phoenix does the things better. Okay, fuck off my screen.
Whoa, poor Commander. Um, but yeah, as for Valkingo, I feel bad for him a little bit because I feel like the dude's going too hard. Dude
He's
wrestled on
going
Rampage.
crazy, bro.
Dude wrestled on Rampage and Collision, and he hit a 630 in both matches. It's like, bro, you don't gotta hit a 630 on
That's
Rampage.
why
No one's
I'm like,
watching.
bro, like It's bro. I'm scared for him, bro. Because if he
Yeah.
fucks up one time, he either gonna be permanently injured to the point that they have to vacate the belt or something
Again,
else, and I'm scared for him.
did you hear he had an injury? Well, not an injury. He got injured recently, right? Doing an ROH taping because he did like a crazy dive like that. So not like I'm saying like he's come back from it since then, but it was like
Oh,
a
okay.
like he's not. So this isn't like that
Recent.
happened like this week
All
or
right.
anything like that. But next we had a house rules match for the TBS Women's Championship. It was
Let's go. House
Julia
rules is
Hart
back, baby. Let's go. I love the house rules.
defend defending against Emi Sakura. I like them, but there's some issue I have with them. Emi Sakura, so obviously it's the same rules as they were before, but Emi Sakura's stipulation that she picked was she couldn't win the match by submission. I didn't really get that because
Okay.
you basically took away an option where she could have won the belt pretty much. It's like, what are you doing?
Okay.
Like,
So the house rule. Okay, this one I do get though. I get it because like okay because Ibby knows that Julia Hart her main way of winning is the submission. So it's pretty smart. Let's take
but you
away the one thing that always have you winning.
but you took away an option she could have won though. Like, why did she should have made the option that only Julia Hart couldn't win with submissions, and she could. That's just weird. Like, um, but um,
It is what it is, man.
yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I feel
It
like
is what it
the
is.
past two women that have picked their stipulations that have hurt them more than helped them. Like I remember Lady Floss picked no countouts recently, and that benefited Julia Hart more than she realized. Like I didn't understand
That's
that
fair.
either. Um, but yeah, this match was relatively good though. I did like that they told that story in the match because Julia Hart kept trying to win with submissions, but you couldn't win that way. Um, Eventually, though, she figured it out and she hit a moonsault onto Emi Sakura, and I think it was botched because Emi Sakura moved, but Julia Hart still hit it anyway. So I don't exactly know what happened. But Julia Hart retains the belt. But overall, I'm enjoying Julia Hart. I like the house rules match in practice. I just when it comes to picking your own stipulation, don't take away an option where you could win. That just doesn't make sense. Um, but yeah, how did you feel about this match and everything like that?
I dig it.
There you
I
go.
guess because I'm a big fan of fucking uh, a house rules and Julia Hart because seeing her whole evolution is crazy.
Yeah, it's very good.
Mhm.
Next, RJ City interviews Mariah
Yes,
May,
sir.
and RJ City we find out got Mariah May a meeting with Tony, and we're meant to think that they're talking about Tony Storm. Talking about how great she is and how given she is and everything like that. Um, and then we see when she goes into the locker room, it's not even the locker room. It's not even Tony Storm's office. It's actually Tony Khan's office. So
That's actually pretty funny.
yeah,
That's actually pretty funny
um,
right there.
yeah. It did kind of feel like though that Tony Khan was kind of paid attention to what the media's been saying about him recently, and he kind of wrote that for that. It's like, I don't know if it's the best time to be making that type of jokes, but we can talk about that later. But anyhow, I liked this, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what Mariah May does in the AEW. How'd you feel about this? This was pretty funny.
It's clever. That's all I'm gonna say. Plus, I love seeing RJ City. So yeah.
Same. Then Christian Cage responds to um, Adam Copeland's challenge for the TNT
Oh,
Championship.
this one was pretty good.
He
This was
comes
a pretty
out.
good segment for her.
I love this segment,
Yeah.
and um, he talks about how disgusted he is that Adam Copeland took out, his sons, the people that meant most to him. Nick Wayne and what's Luchasaurus's new name now? I don't
Kill
remember what.
switch.
Kill Switch. Um, and he talks about how he has security and he wants Adam Copeland to come out so they can talk. Adam Copeland comes out. I don't know what was wrong with him this week, but he looked old this week. Like he looked. I don't know what's been going on with Adam Copeland recently, but he didn't look like this last week. So I don't know what happened, but he looks old. Maybe the age is just finally catching up with him. But um, Christian Cage talks about though how he has security there, not you know, for him because not because he's afraid of him, but because it's for his benefit. Because Tony kind of forced him to help him, but he realized that they don't need the security, so he tells the security to leave. I think um one of the security was like people you've seen wrestle an hour wage and all that type of stuff. It was like fairly well. It was well known security people and all that type of stuff. It's been a week since I've seen it though, so I don't remember exactly who it was. And Christian Cage talks about how after Adam Copeland took out his boys and he's had some time by himself to really think about things, he realizes that he had to take a drive and he tells Adam Copeland that he's sorry. He realizes that he's won, and he talks about how, you know, they really can take over AEW if they want to take it over in the tag division. He talked about how he didn't realize all those moments that Adam Copeland was going through, where he talked about how he had to deal with the loss of his mom, growing up without a father, and now that he's been a father figure to people, he understands what that's like, not having someone to be a father in life, and he could have been that father figure for him if he really had wanted Adam Copeland to be. And, he's just kind of really buttering up Adam Copeland. And he offers pretty much for them to just put everything behind him, forget about what's been going on since Adam Copeland came to AEW, um, and put it behind him. And he offers a handshake, and Adam Copeland's thinking about it. However, though, Christian Cage goes to hit him with the TNT title. Adam Copeland low blows him and basically tells him, nice try, asshole. And, he tells him to go fuck himself and tells him that he's going to be leaving next week with the TNT championship. And when Adam Copeland this time said, go fuck yourself, the network missed out bleeping it out. So they were a little late on that. But yeah, I really like this segment. It really got over Christian Cage and Adam Copeland and really put over their feud and everything like that. Um, it's looking like Christian Cage is probably dropping the belt to Adam Copeland. I think it makes sense to go that direction, but I hope they can find a way to keep the belt on Christian Cage. But I feel like the feud's going to continue if that doesn't happen. So it's looking like Adam Copeland. Plus, it's in Toronto, and I think they want to give Adam Copeland's first run with a title. His first championship win in his hometown and everything like that. So I guess I can understand that. But overall, I still like this for what it was. Christian Cage's delivery was really great here. And this is the last thing he really did when he was in his 40s. He's 50 years old now. So his last thing he did in his 40s in the wrestling business was get low blowed by Adam Copeland. So very fitting, I guess. How did you feel about this little segment that
It was
Adam
really good.
Copeland and Christian Cage had?
It was really good. I love seeing Edge like being a fucking like finally doing some wild shit and like fucking Christian just being Christian. Christian is one of those guys. He's like Jericho. He just adapts to the current day and just keep on evolving and just be
Mm-hmm.
different. He is going through changes after changes. It's crazy. But
I mean,
mhm.
I'm talking about how upset I am. I kind of hope Christian Cage losing the TNT title means bigger things for him. Like maybe he can go for the world title afterwards, because that'd be awesome. Because
Christian as world
he,
champion will be fucking insane.
yeah, it really would be. Because it's like him or Swerve. I could see being the ones to finally take the belt off of MJF or Wardlow with what's going on right now.
I
But
want Swerve. Look, okay, so I would love to have a Christian as a world champion and have like a world title run. It will be insane. But I really want Swerve as world champion
same.
because Swerve
Um,
deserves it, especially after tonight. Well, not tonight, but the main event.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk about the main event. It's the Swerve Strickland versus Jay White in the
Oh wait, it was
Continental.
next.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything else. I think it just cut right. I think it just went right to it.
Holy
Um,
shit!
yeah, this was a lot of this show was taken up by the Continental Classic.
Which I
So,
dig though, which I do like.
um, yeah. But I know you like both these people a lot, so I figured I'd let you talk about it, especially with what happens at the end. So talk about the main event for Dynamite last week.
All right. Well, this was a fucking interesting match, and here's why. All right. So this was a really good showing for both men, Jay White and fucking Swerve. Both men put on a fucking performance. Like when I say a performance, it was literally a fucking performance. Both men they went insane, bro. They literally went insane. Like it was unmatched. Jay White has some near falls, Swerve has some near falls, but in the end, you only but in the end, I swerve when I drive. JML, wait, no, it was a roll up, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, it was a roll up. 1, 2, 3, swerve one. Yes, people can have an argument that Swerve really shouldn't really like Jay White. He looked like he's just bad or like he just not getting pushed or anything, right? Like like his momentum is gone. I don't think it's fully gone yet. This is like the G1, all right? The G1, if you don't know, is a tournament that happens throughout the month. They win, they lose, and all that other stuff. It's it's basically like a it's basically like a it's basically a football season, all right? So like you win, you lose momentum, you gain momentum, and etc. But Jay White looked fucking great. Same with Swerve. And the fact Swerve beat a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion and a IWGP Heavyweight Champion and a IWGP United States to champion, I could go on, bro. I
Yeah.
could go on. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. So it seems like they got big plans for Swerve since he hung Hangman. Well, he hanged Hangman, and he literally like just been an absolute menace. I feel like this is fucking good. You could make the argument that fucking Jay White looking weak, but not really. So yeah, I'm happy. Swerve won, really great match, and I hope there's a round two. And
Yeah,
like oh, go ahead, man.
because there could be, right? Because if they tie in the tournament, wouldn't they have to face off again to kind of see who would win? Because they could face off again. So,
Pretty much.
um, yeah, I like this a lot. Um, I did think it was a little bit of a mistake of putting them in the same like class or whatever, the same bracket in the tournament, because then eventually they would have had to face off with each other. Did they maybe they jumped the gun a little bit too quick just because they both really couldn't take a loss because Jay White had just lost to MJF recently and Swerve Strickland had just it's weird because one took a big loss recently and one took a big win, and they both really couldn't afford a loss. I thought they were going to do the time limit draw, which I thought would have made a lot of sense, so that way no one would have to take a loss.
Oh yeah,
But
that'll
I
be
actually,
okay. That will be make a whole lot of sense though. I'm not gonna hold you.
I actually like what they did, because they had Jay White. The whole story is too, because he can't have Bullet Club Gold be around him. Um, you know, it's actually affecting, because typically that's how Jay White's won most of his matches, anyways, in AEW. So it's actually affected his mental state. And he tried to pull the same stuff that he did last match, where he faced Roosh and tried to do the low blow, but Swerve was too smart for it. So I thought AEW booked themselves out of this really perfectly. And to be honest, I actually think you know, Swerve needed the win more than Jay White did, just because I think it would hurt Swerve more to lose than it would Jay White. I think Jay White will be able to recover from it easier, just because you know, um, I'm pretty sure Jay White is facing Mark Briscoe in the next match, so he's gonna win that one. Um, and I think Swerve really needed this win. He's on a roll right now. You really can't jeopardize that. I mean, the thing that sucks, I think Swerve is probably going to lose eventually in this tournament. I think it's probably going to be the Marks, unfortunately, which I don't think should happen. But yeah, this match was still really great, though. And this was a good storyline callback because they faced off with each other. Um, before like I think it was like a few weeks before Swerve jumped to AEW, and I think this was a good storytelling callback, anyways, because this way that Jay White won was the same way that Swerve prevented him from winning. So if you kind of do your history a little bit, it kind of made sense for Swerve to get the win here and everything like that. Um, I think too because he beat him with a roll up, it doesn't make him look as bad either.
Yeah,
If
like,
he,
it
you know,
was a fruit roll up. He won. Yeah.
yeah, and again, I think Swerve needed the win, I think, more than Jay White did. So, I think it helps out. I marked the hell out because I actually was thinking Jay White was going to get the win just because for all the reasons we mentioned. But I'm really glad they went with Swerve just because, he's doing really well right now. So, I hope they can keep this momentum going with Swerve. So, yeah. And that was the end of Dynamite. At the end of the standings for um, the Gold League matches, John Moxley now has 6 points. Jay Lethal's got nothing. Mark Briscoe has 0. Roosh has 3. Jay White has 3, and Swerve Strickland has 6 points now. So he's tied for first place at the moment with Moxley, which is awesome, I think. So
Mox versus
yeah,
Swerve will be a crazy fucking match. Just to think
yeah, I'm
about.
really worried. I think that's the one that's, like I said, I think that's the one that Swerve's gonna lose, unfortunately. Which I hope doesn't happen. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really great episode of Dynamite. I'm gonna give it a B plus. Um, it does. I will admit, as much as I like the Continental Classic, it does kind of feel like AEW, even with this, is in a little bit of like a lull at the moment. It doesn't really feel like a whole lot's going on. I think we're going to talk about this as the weeks go ahead. I feel like this Continental Classic is filling time a little bit. Um, but whatever. I'm still enjoying the tournament for what it is. Um, but we had some other good stuff on this show. Nothing really bad on this show, or anything like that. So but it wasn't like an A show. I've seen better Dynamites than this. But
Mhm.
how did you feel about Dynamite as like a letter grade and everything like that?
It was alright. Like it could have been better, but it's it's what it is. Ooh.
Um,
Like the show was good. There's nothing else better to say other than like I'm just happy now. A Dynamite have well, all the shows have like an actual stake to it.
mhm.
So I dig it a lot.
Yeah, I've enjoyed
And
the
you could
Continental.
review a Rampage, and I'll be right back. All right.
Yeah,
All right. Go
I'll
ahead.
just say this:
Continue.
I've enjoyed the Continental Classic so far too. It's been a pretty good tournament. Um, but yeah, let's get through Rampage. Rampage took place on December 1st, 2023. We had Excalibur and Tony Schiavone on commentary for that. Um, yeah, we had Orange Cassidy, Hook, Danhausen, and Trent Beretta versus Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, Cool Hand, Angelo Parker, and the Dark Order, which was random, but it was who was in the match with Jake Hager inside. Pretty decent match here. Nothing really wrong with it. Eventually Willa Yuta comes out to do commentary for it. He's a little late though. And the finish is Danhausen pulls out the hat and he curses I think Cool Hand and or Magic Matt Menard. I forget exactly who he cursed. And then he beats that person he cursed with a roll up, and that team gets the win. Pretty okay match right there. Nothing really, no issues with it. Um, then Soraya, Ruby Soho, and Anna Jay get interviewed, and yeah, pretty much they talk about how they're willing to put the differences aside to be a better team. Kohan Ange offers to be ringside with Anna Jay, but she doesn't want him to go ringside with her because she thinks he'll screw them over, and he tries to um, you know um, hit on Anna J, not Anna J, Ruby Soho, but she gets pulled away. I'm not into this Kohan and Ruby Soho storyline, so I don't know what's going on there. Then Tony Schiavone interviews Ric Flair and Sting. This was more hype to get people to buy their tickets for Revolution 2023. So that's kind of all it was. Um, Hakoa Shida, Sky Blue, and Chris Statlander get interviewed. And Chris Statlander is upset with Sky Blue because she was the one that got pinned that caused her to lose the TBS Women's Championship. Um, so they're kind of not really getting along. And Hikaru Shida basically just wants them to put the differences aside and yeah, pretty much take their aggression out on their opponents. And they said they're going to do that. And then we have the Don Callis family versus Jossie, Reddy D, and somebody else. I never got that person's name. And the Don Callis family destroyed these guys. They just beat them up and won. And Don Callis cuts a promo basically saying that they're going to take down the team of the Golden Jets. I'm really losing interest in this Don Callis feud with Kenny Omega. It needs to stop, but it's not gonna. And then Brian Cage and the War Horsemen are backstage, and Prince Nana basically they don't have the Gates of Agony because they're doing the NJPW World Tag League, so they needed some members, and Prince Nana gives them like a trial period to team up with Brian Cage. So they're gonna do that. So that was good.
I'm back.
I'm on anything else. Did you see Rampage at all? Like anything?
Nah, but
Okay.
was the Continental Classic on Rampage as well?
No, it wasn't. Um,
Okay, I'm gonna say this. The only way I will watch Rampage is if they also add the Continental Classic on there.
that's fair. Then we had Soraya, Ruby Soho, and Anna Jay versus Hikaru Shida, Sky Blue, and Chris Statlander. Good match. Um, Shida beats Soraya with the Falcon Arrow. And no, Anna Jay actually with the Falcon Arrow. Ruby Soho tried to make the save, but she was too late because she was too busy arguing with Soraya about what was going on with Cool Hand Edge. Whatever. It showed a video package on the Continental Catholic, kind of giving us an update about it. And then we had Brian Cage and the War Horsemen versus Penta Zero Miro Commander and El Hijo Delfin Kingo. Really good match right here. This is the best match of the whole show. Eventually, Anthony Henry inadvertently hits a super kick on Brian Cage, and he gets pissed off and takes his head off with a discus lariat and beats up the other guy. I forget his name off the top of my head. But this causes Brian Cage to walk off pretty much, and the War Horsemen lose, and Anthony Henry gets beat when El Hero Delphi Kingo does the 630 to him, and that was pretty much the end of the match. Good match here though. It was pretty predictable that Brian Cage was going to walk out on his team. You could just tell that was going to happen. But
Who was on
yeah,
the team?
the War Horsemen. So,
Oof.
yeah. They were good. They worked as like a good trio, but it was pretty obvious that this trio wasn't going to last much. It was just a one-time thing. So overall, we had an okay episode of Rampage. I'll give it like a C+. This definitely felt like an episode of like Sunday Night Heat more than like a Rampage. Like you could definitely tell Rampage has become Sunday Night Heat now. So there you go. Then we had Collision. Which took place on December 2nd, 2023. We had the code open. Each person did a promo talking about the matches coming up in the Continental Classic. Andrade El Idolo talk about, Perry talked about how he made a wise decision being a client. And she said that tonight she's going to become one step closer to winning the Continental Classic and getting that extra bonus. Daniel Garcia talked about how he wants to start to rack up victories and prove that he's not just the fall guy in the tournament. And he said that he's learned since he last faced Andrade El Idolo. It was really good stuff. Brian Danielson talked about how he's been looking forward to competing in a tournament like this. And he said that he's going to give Eddie Kingston everything that he can handle. And then Eddie Kingston pretty much talked about how he took a big L in the last tournament. And he said that he needs to focus tonight and just get himself on track. I really like it when Eddie Kingston does the code opens because he doesn't really want to do them. He just wants to go train. He's like, I already did this. I don't want to do these code opens. It's really funny. How'd you feel about these code open promos right here? They were awesome.
It's pretty. Man, the code open stuff is something I'm a big fan of because it's like it's basically just like hype up It's basically like let's hype up before the show because there's something at stake on the line. So I did the cold opens. They should keep them.
Then, yeah, we had the intro and everything like that. We've talked about how we feel about the intro before. We had the commentary team of Nigel McGuinness, Tony Schiavone, and Kevin Kelly, your favorite. Um,
Hey, fuck you.
um, and it kicked off with a Blue League Continental Classic match. It was Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody King. Claudio Castagnoli was, well, I'll just say this. Both men were coming in with 3 points. Um, yeah, this was a really good match here. The styles really messed with each other. Um, Claudio, and Brody King just started trading shots in the beginning, just really going all out with each other. And then Claudio kind of dominated early. He hit a really good clothesline, sending Brody King to the outside. Eventually, they both brawled ringside. Claudio threw him into the the guardrail. They're not really barricades in AEW. And then he hit a running uppercut, sending Brody King over the barricade / guardrail. And Brody King started dominating. He set them back first, and he started working over the black of Claudio. He had a really good backbreaker onto him. And eventually, Claudio mounted a comeback. Um, and he actually was able to hit the giant swing onto Brody King. This was after the first time he failed. Um, and he locked him into the sharpshooter, but Brody King powered out of it. And then Brody King hit a discus clothesline. And then afterwards, he ended up hitting a power bomb onto him, and he ended up getting the victory. And they made it. Kevin Kelly made a point because he hit him with the hand that had the cast on it, so it kind of caused Claudio to get knocked out anyways already. So he kind of won dirty here. Um, Even though I don't really see it that way, but I'm not Kevin Kelly on commentary. He's called a lot of G1s, so he would know what he's talking about, I guess. But yeah, I really like this. I was kind of happy they gave the win to Brody King. He now has 6 points in the tournament, while Claudio Castagnoli is still stuck on 3. And yeah, I really I'm really liking that Brody King's gonna get this monster push out of this. I kind of hope he finishes pretty strong in the tournament, and
Big boy
this is
Brody.
really good stuff. How did you feel about this match and everything
I
like
love
that?
Brody King. I really do. Big boy Brody, bro. Big boy Brody. Fucking. It's like guys like Brody King is why I just like enjoying like pro wrestling in general because it's just they are just absolute fucking menaces.
For sure,
Like
yeah.
holy shit. Like I never like the thing with the name Brody, right? It's like Bruiser Brody and all that type of shit. They are basically just menaces.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if for those who watch like All Japan back in the day, Bruiser Brody, the guy that just hey hey, fucking Brody King is like the modern day Bruiser Brody. It's fucking crazy.
It is.
So I'm happy Brody King gets this big fucking spotlight because he deserves it, and I just can't wait to see how he's gonna do in the rest of the tournament. I hope
Yeah, he's up
he
to
probably
a
not gonna win the tournament, but this is good to see him, have this good showing. Yeah.
um. Next, Abaddon faced Kara
Yes,
Hogan.
sir.
uh, this match was good. Uh, I thought Kara Hogan got a bit too much offense in. I feel like it should have been a squash, but it is what it is. Abaddon wins. It was pretty obvious that
Oh
was going to
God,
happen.
bro.
Afterwards, the lights go out, and Julia Hart's standing in the corner, and I like the Abaddon, instead of turning her head, like forces her head to turn like she's a dead woman
Let's
type of
fucking
thing.
go. We getting
And
this
yeah,
feud.
it looks like we're gonna get that match for the TBS Women's Title, which I'm actually pretty excited for that. I kind of hope they don't rush the match and do it right away. I kind of hope they do some promos and stuff and really build it up, but we'll have to wait and see. It's gonna be a House of Black rules match. What the hell rule is Abaddon gonna pick? I wonder what the rules she's gonna pick. That's gonna be awesome.
She
Yeah,
can't
how'd you
pick.
feel
She
about
can't
this match?
talk.
How did you feel? How do you feel about this match?
It
And
been every time I see Abaddon, I get happy as shit. That's my girl right there, bro. That is my fucking girl right there. I love Abaddon. I'm happy.
there you
You know
go.
what? I'm gonna say this though. I'm happy as. Okay, here's what's funny, right? People loved Abaddon. Surprisingly, well, I'm being sarcastic when I said surprisingly, but it's true. People love Abaddon. Like ever since she came back, right? Like
Yeah,
she was trending. Like she was like legit like trending on fucking Twitter. So it's like this just shows to you that people really do like Abaddon. And now that she's getting TV time, have you seen how she was before? She lost a whole lot of weight. She
yep,
lost like she lost weight that she don't even need to lose. She gotten better in the ring, and
very much
people
so.
really fucking want to see her. And I'm
Yeah,
happy as shit. We finally get to see my girl Abaddon because she is a app. She's one of the only characters in AEW that's pretty fucking interesting.
yeah, I agree with that.
So I'm a happy boy. And what they get this feud, holy shit. Man, I'm real with you. I hope this leads to her joining the House of Black
That'd be awesome.
because it'll make sense in a way. So yeah, me like
Um,
you.
then Samoa Joe gets interviewed. Um, he's upset that MJF ended up taking that match with the Masked Man, but he said, the match is booked now. We can't do anything about it, and he's going to be MJF's protector. And then we hear Roderick Strong yell Samoa, which I kind of hope they don't do that one anymore. That one really didn't work. I don't think as well.
Samoa Joe.
But Roderick Strong, talks about how him and Samoa Joe go way back, and even though Samoa Joe injured him twice, because he's best friends with Adam Cole, and he's Adam Cole's best friend, he feels like he's his best friend by proxy. Um, if you're confused by that, so was I, but he was able to make sense out of it. But it's Roderick Strong. You have to accept that sometimes. But
It's like
he
Pim
basically
Bars.
is gonna try to be he's gonna be Samoa Joe's protector, and he warns Samoa Joe that MJF is fooling everybody, thinking he's not the devil, but he truly is the devil, and says that he's just trying to look out for Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe just like laughs in his face and just walks off. He's just like, you know, um, and like I love it too because the Kingdom were like, "Did he just laugh at you?" He's like, "It's fine, it's fine. I'll tell Adam." Or something like that. But I just love Samoa Joe reaction. He just laughs at Roderick Strong and leaves. But yeah, this was a great segment here. I loved it. What'd you think of this?
Um, I love Samoa Joe in general, bro. That man is just on the Samoa Joe is on a different stratosphere at times.
Oh yeah.
Like this man is just like Jesus fucking Christ, bro. I love Joe. So
Anything you want to say about the Roderick Strong case of it? What he's been saying lately.
Roderick Strong is just he just Roderick Strong. I don't know what else to
There
say.
you go. Next, there's a video package for Stin hyping up, his retirement. That's really trying to sell the tickets out for that. I was kind of over it by that point. I was like, okay, we get it. He's retiring. Cool. Um,
Cool.
I mean, I'm gonna miss him when he retires and stuff, but it's just like this was like the third time in a row on like a AEW show they told us about. It's like, okay, we get it. We know the tickets are going on sale. You don't need like one. I'm not going anyway. So why are you telling me there's tickets on? This is a commercials on TV. I don't
Because
like
tickets on
commercials.
sale, Owen. You don't know? Tickets on
um,
sale, man. You gotta buy them, bitches, man.
how did you feel about this video package with Stin
I
right
didn't even
here?
watch it.
Now you know. Now you know what it was about. Um, what happens the week I don't do Spark when you don't watch something? You just say you don't watch it, and you just like whatever. Like you just
Nah, I'm just like whatever at this point, but it's just like it's like I get what's going on and all, but I just want to see the bullshit. Come
But
on, man.
anyhow, next we had a second AEW Continental Classic Blue League match. It was Andrade El Idolo versus Daniel Garcia.
It's
Um,
the rematch, baby.
Yeah, this was really good. Andrade Alito was coming in with no points because this was his first match in the league or in the tournament, anyways.
Okay,
And then
okay,
Daniel
okay. Before
Garcia
you
was.
continue, this is a complaint. All right. So we all know that that stipulations like these usually everybody get a chance to have a match, right?
Hmm.
Because let's look at how okay, this is a 12-man league, right? Six people
Yes,
to
it
each
is.
block. What they could have done is have the blue block on one show, like have, Dynamite be the blue block, right?
Yep.
So you have three matches because in a 6-man block, there's three matches. And then have a collision be the other three matches. And that's for the other block. But why they doing stuff like this, I don't understand. Because this is Andrade's first match, right?
Correct.
All right. Why?
I don't know.
Your shows is like 2 hours long. You could fit three block matches on one show on the same block, but I guess not.
Especially plus they have Rampage that hasn't had any matches in the
Oh my
Continental
fucking god!
Classic.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Um. But anyhow, yeah. Continuing. Um. Yeah. This match was really good. Daddy Magic Matt Menard was on commentary, but he got told that if like he left the commentary position and interfered this match in any way, he would cost Daniel Garcia a point. One thing I will say, I hope AEW kind of gets creative with the interference. I don't think they will because they want to do a G1 style. But like if Mox and Swerve have a match, I would like something where Mox gets beaten up backstage and it kind of causes him to have to fight with an injury type of thing. That way Swerve can get a win. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah. CJ Perry stayed out there, and the ref had to throw out because Andrade would have lost a point in the tournament. How would that have worked? Would
Wait,
he be
what?
if they said
Wait,
Andrade would have?
wait. You could lose a point if. All right, bro.
They
This is
said
definitely
that,
not a
yeah.
G. This is definitely not a G1
Um, but
because G1s is like this, right? There are seconds, which is basically managers, but at the same time, you don't lose a point. They are trying way too hard with this joint, bro. The concept is simple, bruh. What's the big mystery?
yeah, but anyhow, um, yeah, the match starts. But again, I question how that would have worked. Like, would Andrade Alito go into the negatives? If he's at zero, like, would he just go to -1? Like that. I
Can
don't
you
know how that would.
imagine?
I mean, remember the Bound for
Can
Glory
you-
series? Remember in the Bound for Glory series, people were going into the negatives. Remember Samoa Joe was in like the negative points and stuff like that. So
that
like, you know.
customer Joe just stopped caring at this point.
I remember he. I remember. Do you remember in the Bound for Glory series, Samoa Joe couldn't win it anymore, so like he took out other people and prevented him from being in the tournament. Like
Damn,
he just injured people.
I forgot all about the Buffalo series.
Yeah,
What
but
a time to
anyhow,
be alive.
yeah, they don't do that no more.
They should.
But yeah, continuing. This match was really good. It was a little bit better than the first one, I guess, because there was more hype behind it. But Andrade Alito won. I did like that they protected Garcia because he could have won with the Dragon Slayer had he not bent back because it allowed Andrade Alito to counter it into the double arm DDT. But other than that, Andrade Alito won. Poor Daniel Garcia. I really wanted him to get a win. I actually think he is going to get a win in the tournament. I think he's going to probably end up beating Danielson, probably. Or I'm trying to think because he already lost to Claudio. Maybe Eddie Kingston. I hate to say. I don't know. I feel like it's really tough. Yeah, I feel like Garcia's. I don't think anyone's at the point where they can't win it, but I
This
feel
is
like Garcia is kind of
it's
at
still
that.
too
It
early for
feels like,
that.
yeah, I feel like Garcia is kind of at that point though, because I don't see him being Brody. I don't think he's going to be Brody.
Big boy
And
Brody.
I don't think he's going to be Eddie. I think the only one he has a chance of beating is probably Danielson, but it's tough to tell. But yeah, I like this match. Really good stuff. Garcia looked really strong in defeat. Uh, and I like it too because he's humble in defeat too. Like he understand, like he's not making any excuses and all that type of stuff. So it's good stuff, and it's gonna be good character work for him. So and it's getting him over as like a baby face and stuff like that too. So this is good stuff. I do hear too maybe that his contract's coming up soon. So like maybe he's gonna be out of the company soon. But we'll have to wait and see. But overall, how did you feel about this match between Andrade Alidro and Daniel Garcia?
I dig it. Like, I swear, Daniel Garcia is really fucking. He's too talented, bro.
He really is.
Like he's really too talented for the silly shit. I just hope that I hope he stays, cause I want him to stay.
I like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I hope they got something for him to actually do, especially since like people really like him and he's over. But yeah, hmm. I'm just thinking like what is like if he leaves, where else he could go other than WWE?
Yeah. Same.
Then again, I
Maybe
want him.
TNA.
Then again, I do want him to do at least one Bloodsport show.
I thought he's done one before.
Nah, he never did a Bloodsport. I want him to
Then
though.
I'd like him to too. Willie Mack's backstage, and he's upset that Wardlow took out his boy AR Fox, so he challenges Wardlow to a match. I don't know if it's gonna happen on Dynamite or Collision. They didn't really specify
Oh
that,
shit,
but
my boy Willie Mack. Holy fuck.
yeah. And basically he challenges Willie Mack to try to manhandle him like he has other people. So this was good stuff by Willie Mack. Good stuff right here. How'd you feel
Really
about this?
underrated wrestler, bro. Willie Mack.
Yeah, I don't know why he should be. If he's not already signed, he should be signed. So, but I liked this. How'd you feel about this?
I just like seeing Willie Mack, bro. That's my boy right there, bro.
That OGK with Roderick Strong faced the Iron Savages with James Jameson.
Yes, sir.
I like the Iron Savages. They're good stuff. Yeah, Roderick Strong cut the promo basically talking about how MJF's the devil. And we had the match. It was pretty much, it wasn't a total squash. Iron Savages did get some offense in, but eventually OGK win. They went with the assisted pile driver onto Bronson. Afterwards, Roderick Strong muscles up the energy to get out of his wheelchair and hit a high knee onto Boulder. And then afterward, no, not Boulder, James Jameson. And afterwards, obviously, he succumbs to his injuries again, and he has to be put back into the wheelchair. So, yeah, good stuff. I still think they're kind of waiting until Adam Cole's healthy again to do Better Than You, Bebe versus OGK for the OH tag titles, because I feel like that was probably what they were going to go, but then Adam Cole got hurt, so they can't do that now. So I think they're just waiting on that. I feel like they should just do it at this point because I don't think Adam Cole's coming back anytime soon, but whatever. Overall, how did you feel about this match and the post match and everything like that?
I love me some Iron Savages, bro. I don't care. I don't care about the OGK. That they just there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically the same shit from Roderick, so nothing really too impressive.
Then Ethan Page gets interviewed. He talks about how he's
Where
been
the
in
fuck
ROH.
you been, bro?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. He talks about how he's been in ROH, trying to get his confidence back and getting his ego back. And he said that, now that he feels like he has, he says that he wants to face the one person that he's never faced in wrestling before and wants to prove who truly the better Canadian wrestler is. And he challenges Kenny Omega to a match next week on Collision. So I liked this promo here. Good promo by Ethan Page. I kind of hope I hope they can get his career back on track again. How
I'm
did you feel
glad,
about
bro.
this?
Come
How
on,
did you
man.
feel about the Ethan Page promo?
Bro, where the fuck this nigga been?
He's been on ROH. He's been trying to, get himself back on track.
bro, we needed you on TV. What the fuck, bro?
Well, subscribe to
No.
Honor No.
Bro.
Okay.
But yeah,
Next,
like in all seriousness though, I'm just happy to see Ethan Paris because I actually missed that boy, bro.
you wouldn't have missed him if you watched ROH.
Can
You
you
would have
not
seen
try
him.
to make me buy on the club?
um, next, we had a little vignette showcasing the feud between Mercedes Martinez and Willow Nightingale. I didn't really care about this. It was just kind of whatever. What do you think of this?
Oh shit, you're asking me what I think.
Yeah, I didn't care about it. So
Neither do I.
okay. Um, you're a big House of Black fan, so I'll let you talk about this match. House of Black versus Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal.
First of all, where the fuck my second been?
And I actually can't say ROH. He hasn't been on ROH recently, so I don't know.
Bro, like the thing is, I love fucking I really do like Matt Seidel. Like he is like one of my favorite because the
Yeah,
first time I met him, he was Evan Bourne,
right.
the goat Evan Bourne, bro. But I'm happy just to see him. Like, yes, the House of Black just fucked them up, but just to see my boy Matt Seidel just be there, I'm just happy about that. They lost, of course.
Pretty definitively too.
Pretty, yeah. But I'm just happy I got a chance. I got a chance to see the guy that got me into high flying wrestling.
Then, and I'm liking Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews as a team. I never thought I would see them work together as a tag team. So I hope that becomes like the tag team of House of Black because I think that's probably the best tag team of
It
House of Black.
would be I would say Kings of Black Throne didn't have a buddy like when the TNT or National, but Buddy and Malachi, they just too slick.
Yeah,
They are really too slick, and it's just awesome to see.
it's really cool to see them together too because they had like a big match series in WWE and everything like
Yeah,
that.
and like they even had like a big match in the Indies, and that's how a Buddy Matthews became a member of the Black became the member of the House of Black because they had a match in the Indies. I forgot which promotion it was, but they tore the house down, and that's the origins of Buddy Matthews in the House of Black.
Yeah. Afterwards, lights go out. FTR come out, and Malachi Black gets on the mic, and he talks about how he thinks that FTR are coming to join the House of Black, and he mentions that you guys think I speak in riddles, but I've never told lies. And he talks about how no one has been out to save FTR from their beatdowns, and he talks about how they don't have any friends in the locker room. So he puts the mic down. Dax Howard goes to pick up the mic. And because he's a dumb baby face, he falls into the trap of getting beat down by the House of Black. And um, he forces, I believe, Cash Wheeler to watch Dax Howard get laid out with, I think it's the end. It's used to be the Black Mass, but it's not called that anymore. So you can't call it that anymore. And afterwards, Dax Howard flips him off to kind of show one last act of defiance, and he gets laid out with the end also. Um, I didn't really like the attack. I thought that made FTR look stupid. I guess the whole point of it was to show, that Malachi Black was right, that nobody's coming to save them, but it was just really stupid. It really was a waste. But other than that, all of this was good for the most part. How did you feel about the post match attack with FTR and everything like that?
Mm, I'm indifferent about it. It's whatever. All I know is that my boy wasn't speaking in riddles. Look
By the
what
way,
happens.
a lot of people have been pointing this out. Malachi Black has not had one singles match this year in AEW. They've all been trios or tag matches, which is just insane. Like, um,
That's it. That's an interesting statistic, to be honest with you.
yeah. Um,
Hmm.
I think a lot of people are saying he's injured, because he has, but I don't know if that's true. But because if he's still, but it's what it is, what it is. But yeah. Next, I'll just break down all these three segments all at once because they're pretty quick. Thomas Tony Storm gets interviewed, and she's upset with Sky Blue that she's been interrupting her, and she said that she's going to teach her a lesson when she faces her for the AEW Women's World Championship. Renee Paquette was doing the interview, and she was upset that it wasn't RJ City because they kind of have a connection. And she has her catchphrase, and she didn't have any shoes, so she took off Renee Paquette's shoe and threw it in the air, which was funny. And then afterwards, Sky Blue does a really bad promo, talking about she's going to take the women's championship promo. It wasn't good. And then they showed a nice little vignette talking about the TNT title match and going through the history between Christian Cage and Adam Copeland and Christian Cage's perspective, which was really good stuff. How'd you feel about all these segments right here?
I don't know. just like whatever about the whole fucking joint. I'm just ready for the matches. Like, come on now.
All right. Then we had El Hijo Delfin Kingo versus Kip Sabian. This was a standby match in case the AEW Continental Classic matches didn't go the time limit. Tony Khan booked a couple of standby matches, and this was one of them, I guess. So what would have happened if they, went to plan, by the way? Were these people just like there for no reason? Like,
Yes.
It was really weird. But anyhow, this match was very good. I like Hijo Delfin Kingo. He's a really good athlete. And he ended up winning with the 630. I don't think he should have won with the 630. The guy, you're doing too much, dude. Like this, you don't need to do a 630 like that. But yeah, he did a 630. So he did this really cool dive where he tried to do it. I don't know if he messed it up or what, but he did like a dive and he did like hit Sabian like mid dive and everything like that, which was good, I guess. But yeah. I like this match. There really wasn't a point to it, but I guess the whole point of having the match was it was a standby match. But I don't know why they didn't just put the belt on the line, but whatever. How'd you feel about this match?
I didn't even think that was a match.
It was. It's a standby match in case the Continental Classic matches didn't go the time limit. So, you had to have those sometimes, I guess. There we go. Then Keith Lee gets interviewed. And
Your
talks
favorite
about
wrestler end up showing up, bro.
I like Shane Taylor. I just don't like this feud. But Keith Lee, talks about what is next for him. And Shane Taylor comes up and says that he knows he was referring to him last week. So I was like, no, come on, it's enough. It's enough of this feud. And I guess it is going to be enough because Keith Lee challenges him to a match. No, actually, no, it's not Keith Lee. Shane Taylor challenges him to a match at ROH Final Battle, and Keith Lee accepts.
This better be the final battle.
Yeah, it better be. Obviously, this is a tie-in because last year, Swerve Without Glory faced a version of Shane Taylor promotion, so this is kind of a callback to that, but it's like, what a waste. I thought this feud was just going to get forgotten about because Keith Lee, they didn't talk about it for a while. And after all of this, by the way, it's not even going to happen on an AEW pay-per-view. It's happening on an ROH pay-per-view. What is that?
We need them ticket sales, Owen. Come on now. You know how it works.
But yeah, I kind of hope they better give Keith Lee the fucking win. If after all this he fucking loses this match, I'll be pissed. But how did you feel about this little segment they had right here?
I was like, finally. That's all it was.
Wow.
I was like, finally, they're gonna have a match.
We're not going to be covering the match because we don't cover ROH pay-per-views, so it's like we're not even going to be talking about that match. So they just hyped up a match. We're not even going to...
You gave me an idea that I'm going to make sure you cover this match.
I don't know how you're going to do that. It's not part of an AEW property. So it's like,
it technically is because Tony Khan bought that some bitch.
But yeah. Then CJ Perry gets interviewed, and she talks about how proud she was of her client for winning the first match in the Continental Classic. And Miro comes up, and he's just about to go beat the crap out of Andrade El Idolo, but CJ Perry has to talk him down and talks about how she's trying to make a name for herself in AEW, and she's trying to do her own thing. And she tells Miro that if he has any love for her, that she won't put his hands on her client. And Miro talks about how his God is dead, but I still have care for you, and I have your word. You have my word. I will not put.
I have your word. Nah, man.
Yeah,
Continue what you're about to say.
you have my word that I would not lay a hand on your client. So yeah, that was it. Miro's not going to put a hand on Andrade El Idolo. So how'd you feel about this segment?
I was when I saw Miro show up, I was like, oh shit. Somebody better get their ass up. But then his wife is like, nah, what the fuck you doing, bro? You promised me. Look, you promised me, dog, that like you would not hurt my client. If you love me, you would not do this bullshit. Come on now. And then he was like, my God has, my God has forsaken me, but you have not forsaken me. But I won't be no cuck. I'm like, all right,
That's awesome. He did say, I'm not going to put a hand on your client. He didn't say anything about his feet or anything like that yet. So,
Moshka kick.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, next we had the main event, a scary match. It was in the Continental Blue League match. It was Bryan Danielson versus
Why you say it was a scary match, bro?
because Bryan Danielson, is not 100% clear. Dude's freaking beat up. He's got a broken
That's
orbital
fair.
bone, and he's got his shoulder's still not 100%. I was mainly scared for his orbital bone because if you look at all the people that Bryan Danielson's gonna wrestle in this tournament, it's all people that are like strikers in the tournament and everything like
I forgot
that.
who
So
was
it's
in his
like
block.
it's Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, Eddie Kingston, Brody Kin, and Andrade El Idolo.
Oh
So,
God.
and I'm pretty sure too. I'm pretty scared when he faced Andrade El Idolo because that's how he got the injury in the first place.
When he
Pretty
tried,
much.
he fucked his ass up with that elbow, bro. That shit was crazy.
Um, yeah, this match was I will say though, it did because I was
Be
so scared of
honest.
Bryan Danielson's safety, it helped the match. Because anytime Bryan Danielson got struck in the face, I was like nervous for his health.
My man
Um,
was wearing an eye patch. She was basically Solid Snake.
yeah. But overall, I really like this. Um, Eddie Kingston looked really strong in the defeat. Bryan Danielson beat him with the Psycho knee, but yeah, this match was really good, really back and forth. For I I'm as we talk, I don't think I've actually talked about this, but I don't love Bryan Danielson being in the tournament, but we're in it now, and I feel like it was safe in the beginning, but once Eddie Kingston started doing the uppercuts and shots to the face, it got kind of scary. But yeah, I just hope that Bryan Danielson can get out of this unscathed. But I feel like once he gets in the ring with Claudio, it's going to be a different story. And not that Claudio is an unsafe worker or anything like that, but because the big thing, he just does those uppercuts and everything like that. So, um, but yeah, Bryan Danielson's doing this. I feel like I mean I think I talked about this. I feel like the only reason they're doing the Continental Classic is because Bryan Danielson can't do a G1 as we've seen. Like he legit cannot do a G1.
Yeah.
But I like this match for what it was. But yeah, how do you feel about it?
The match was good. But I don't know if you saw this because one of my friends, he was streaming uh to show and like he was streaming on Fight TV. Um this happened after the match. And this was so fucked up that I was like, God damn, Brian just violated fucking Eddie. So after the match, right, Brian he got a crowd sign. Well, it was a piece
I
of
did
a
see this.
paper.
Yeah,
and on the paper it says bum, and he gave it
It,
to Eddie Kingston. I was like, you are a absolute dickhead.
yeah.
I was like, that is a violation. You didn't have to do my boy like that, bro. Like I wasn't mad. I was just so astonished. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn. My man called you a bum without calling you a bum. He grabbed a piece of paper from a fan that says Eddie's a bum and he just gave it to you. That is fucked up. But all in all, the match was good. It served its purpose. I see Eddie Kingston is having the time of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like this man was literally like he was so defiant. I love
Yeah, he
Eddie, bro.
was.
He was the most. He is so defiant. My man said. My man flipped them off and then ate shit. I love Eddie, bro. He.
Then, yeah, but that was pretty much Collision. I really
Mhm.
like Collision. I'm gonna give Collision a B plus. Um, I feel like I haven't asked you this yet. I mean, you might have talked about this in the last episode of Spark. What block do you like better, the Collision block or the Dynamite block, or as they're calling it, the Blue League or the Gold League? Because I feel like the Blue League I think is a little bit. I've been enjoying that one a little bit more than the Gold League or whatever it's called.
Hold on. Let me pull up the fucking league so I know which one's which. Cause I'm enjoying both.
Mm-hmm.
I, I would be like I'm a bit biased. I would choose the one over like the one with Swerve and all that because I really want to see him go crazy. I really want to see him go crazy. All right, hold up. Mox. Okay, so goalie got Mox, Swerve, J, Roosh, J. Wait, what?
Yeah, there's two J's in
Oh
the
yeah, okay.
tournament.
So John, Swerve, J, Roosh, J, Mark. Blue has Big Boy Brody, Andrade, Danielson, Claudio, Daniel, and Eddie. I go with Gold League because it has some of the stars I actually like to see.
That's true.
But I have a prediction for you.
Okay.
What is underneath that piece of cloth? Is it a new title or is it just a title for this tournament specifically?
Um. Yeah, that's a good question. Um. Because we know one thing is that the ROH and New Japan Strong titles are also on the line, but um, yeah, I'm gonna say new title. Um, I think they're gonna start to defend this championship. I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna do it, obviously, but you know, I'm also doing with what I want. As we've seen when they've done this with the Owen Hart, which is a title for the tournament, it's not really talked about ever again. So I would prefer it to be a title that that way this tournament's viable because now I think the Owen Hart tournament pretty much I think it's been proven now that it doesn't really mean all that much. Because as we've seen, the two people that won the tournament, yes, Ricky Starks is being pushed, but you wouldn't have even known he won the tournament from you know, um, because it's not mentioned. Willow Nightingale has barely been on TV, so I'm kind of hoping that it's a new title, and then defended in a new way, type of thing. Um, but yeah, obviously too, because obviously too, they mentioned it's a Grand Slam belt too, so the first person would be like a Grand Slam champion. For that to happen, it would have to be a new title because technically the Owen Hart thing isn't really a championship. Like you get noticed for winning the tournament, but you wouldn't like Ricky Starks. I think technically would be a Grand Slam champion if he won the tournament because you know he's won the tag titles. The F well would he be a Grand Slam though? Because he was the FTW champion. Um.
Grand Slam means you won every belt.
Oh, it's Triple Crown. I'm thinking of.
Yeah. A triple crown is when you won like three belts. But like
But
the
what?
FTW belt, it's not really recognized, so I don't think it
Yeah.
counts.
So I guess that doesn't count. But I
Yeah.
don't know. It'd be tough. I hope a new belt just because like I feel like the tournament would have more legitimacy. Because if it's just for the tournament, then I don't think it will kind of ruin the tournament if it's just for the tournament. What do you think?
All right. So I have a theory, and this is the fucking Puro marking me because I know how the Triple Crown works. So all right. So to provide a history of a Triple Crown, a Triple Crown means you won 3 belts. And let me see. Um my theory is this. They're gonna introduce a new belt, but the belt is gonna be, well, the belt, I believe, how do you put this? Okay, the Triple Crown belt is basically 3 different belts. There are 3 different belts meaning 3 different things. But the belts are on the line at once, which hence the name, the Triple Crown Championship. So uh they're gonna introduce a new belt that reference that whole history. And fuck it. I might as well give these wonderful stupid fans. Let me stop. But I'm gonna give these fans a little history lesson, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
All right. So the Triple Crown belt, the Triple Crown belts is it started years ago during All Japan, and the Triple Crown belt used to be 3 different belts, which means 3 different things. So the belts are as follows. They are the PWF World Heavyweight Championship, the NWA United National Championship, and the NWA International and the NWA International Heavyweight Championship. The belts was unified, but the belts are 3 separate belts. So basically, when you win the Triple Crown Heavyweight belt, you won 3 belts, and you hold them and you defend them. Then years later, they decided to merge all the belts together to create one different belt. Well, one belt, but it has three of the front plates has the front plate, and the other two front plates of the other belts is the side plates, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So what they're gonna do for AEW is that they're gonna do something the same way. There's gonna be another belt to be introduced, and that belt is going to be one of the 3 belts to be known as the Triple Crown Championship. I don't know what belt they're going to introduce, but I think it's going to be a AEW belt, because now you have the Ring of Honor belt, the New Japan belt, and a AEW belt to produce a Triple Crown type championship, which the belts is going to be defended at the same time.
Which is insane.
Yes, and this is nothing new in the world of professional wrestling, because there is another belt back in, I think this was a New Japan thing, but it's called the J Crown, and the J Crown is like five it's like, I think it'll be like 5 or some many belts in that you won by like a J Crown tournament. It's a lot of fucking belts that you gotta hold, but you defended them at once. And it's known as the J Crown.
Yeah.
So back to AW shit. They're gonna introduce another belt, and that belt is gonna be a part of the Triple Crown. So when you won the belts, you're going to defend it, all 3 of them, which is fucking insane. Fuck you, Roman
Wild.
Reigns, for holding 2 belts and defending both of them. You ain't shit. You never held 3 belts. That means one thing, and you become the GOAT. You're not even the J. Okay, so yeah, that's what that's my theory. They're going to introduce a AEW belt that means something else, but it's going to be a part of the Triple Crown thing. Who I think is going to win the tournament? Not Eddie Kingston.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Because I'm sad that Eddie is like 0-2 now. But
Me
I don't
too.
think Eddie's gonna win. I want to because I love Eddie Kingston. He's one of my other spirit animals. But yeah, so I think that this is gonna be another belt that means AEW stuff, but it's gonna be under the Triple Crown brand, and yeah. But if they're not doing that, okay, I said that because if you remember, this tournament is also for all three belts. So if you win, you're Ring of Honor champion, you're New Japan Strong a champion, and you're the other a champion. So I think Danielson's gonna win. But if Swerve wins, I'm gonna be marking out.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
And
so
that's who I want to win. I think that it would really do a lot for him
it would.
to win. I don't think the only thing is if he wins, I don't think he would hold the belts for long because I
He won't.
imagine if they want him to dethrone MGF, it probably has to happen fairly soon, type of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, let's kind of go through what's we got in store for this week's stuff. We'll do a little bracketology. We have week 3 of the Continental Classic. We're gonna have in the gold matches. We have John Moxley, who's coming in with 6 points, versus Roosh, who's coming in with 3 points. That's going to be an excited tournament. Moxley, obviously can win this and really get himself out in the tournament, or Roosh could play spoiler and tie with Mox if he wins this. So that's an interesting match right there. We have another match in the Gold League. It's going to be the battle of the Jays, Jay White versus Jay Lethal. Jay White's coming in with 3 points, and Jay Lethal's still looking to get his first set of points. So Jay Lethal could get this win here and really finally get himself on the board, or Jay White could just get the win, get himself back on track from that big loss with Swerve Strickland. Then we have in another match in the Gold League, we have Swerve Strickland versus Mark Briscoe. Swerve Strickland's coming in with 6 points, and Mark Briscoe's still looking to get his first points. Mark Briscoe could finally get himself on the board and really play spoiler, and Swerve Strickland could, really get himself on the board. And, Swerve and Marks are kind of playing a little bit of tag here, just trying to catch up with each other. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Then, meanwhile, on the Blue League, I got to find it because, of course, the AEW website's kind of stupid when it comes to stuff like that sometimes. But on the Blue League, we have here we go. We have we have a lot of rematches here in the Continental Classic. We have Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston.
Oh
Claudio
yes, please.
Claudio Castagnoli is coming in with 3 points. Eddie Kingston's still looking to get his first set of points. And I don't think after the last match, I think Eddie Kingston would love if he could get his first set of points with a win over Claudio Castagnoli. This is kind of the whole reason that that both belts are on the line, is because Claudio lost the ROH World Title to Eddie Kingston. So both men are looking for a lot. Claudio, I think, would obviously like to get himself back on track because he took a pretty big loss to Brody King. So looking like pretty interesting stuff there. Then also in the Blue League, we have Bryan Danielson versus Andrade El Idolo. Both men are coming in with 3 points, so both men really need to pull out a victory. Bryan Danielson's obviously going to be worried because this is where he got his orbital high bone to begin with. So, we're really looking forward to that. And yeah, those are the only Blue League matches. No other match has been announced. So, I guess Brody King and Bryan Danielson are taking time off. probably for the best. It's probably well, it's not Brody King. It's Brody King and Daniel Garcia are taking the week off.
Oh God, that's a fucking yikes.
Yeah, so we don't really have anything coming up for them right now. But the Continental Classics, we're looking like we're gonna get some exciting matches coming out of that. So excited. But we got other stuff that's gonna take place on AEW this week on Dynamite. Other matches are going to take place in the main event. Christian Cage is going to defend the TNT Championship against Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland's looking to get his first championship outside of WWE, so that's going to be interesting. We have Timeless Tony Storm putting up the AEW Women's World Championship against Sky Blue. And we have MJF and Samoa Joe taking on the Devil's Maskmen. So, even outside the tournament, we have some pretty interesting matches. And also on Collision, outside the tournament matches, the only one we know at the moment is we're going to have Ethan Page versus Kenny Omega. We don't know any matches for Rampage yet, so, we'll keep you posted. Well, I guess we won't keep you posted, actually, because the next time we do Spark, Rampage will have already happened. So we won't keep you posted if there's any more matches that happen. So,
Yeah, guys, you on your own, bitch.
yeah. But yeah, as we know too, don't get confused. Even though it says on the website that Collision is Tuesday, that's not the case. It's being taped Tuesday, and it's going to air Saturday. So don't get confused. Looking for Collision on Tuesday tonight. So don't get confused about that. And other things. Well, I guess that's it. That's all. That's all that's coming up. But we have a pretty exciting week of AEW. Like we mentioned, I think AEW is in a little bit of a lull at the moment, so I think it kind of helps to have this Continental Classic because it's going to get them through that lull a little bit. But we do have some news things to break down real quick. Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello's daughter was born recently. It was born on November 28th, the day before Dynamite. Luna Mello Guevara, she's 8.4 pounds, and this was after 24 plus hours of labor. If you're wondering, Zero, how I know this, I'm reading her Instagram page, so it's not like I just know this off the top of my head. But yeah, obviously pretty excited for them. This is obviously news because this is why Sammy Guevara, because Dave Meltzer went on Wrestling Observer recently and mentioned that Sammy Guevara could have come back, but he would have missed the birth of his daughter and everything like that, and he would have had to be off TV anyways. So that's why he's just been left off the shelf for a little bit, because he is cleared to wrestle and everything like that. But he didn't want to miss the. I predicted this was going to happen anyways, but it's good that Dave Meltzer told people about it. But yeah, what do you think about this? I mean, it's really tough. You can't really say anything negative about a child being born. Life is progressed and everything like that. But what about the fact that Sammy Guevara was ready to come back, but he just didn't come back because of he wanted to wait for his child to be born and everything.
Good shit.
Yeah, so that he's a good dad. So,
He ain't a Christian. He's a better dad, anyways.
well, he's father of the year.
He's father of the decade, bro.
Yeah, I mean he's taking classes for that. So, and then other things. We have to talk about a pretty serious topic that's going on with AEW, and that's kind of like the morale and everything of AEW. Because I'm just gonna put this all in one thing because a lot of people don't seem happy backstage. You have QT Marshall that just left recently. Jay White talked about his unhappiness when it came to the AEW World Title program and the match that he had at Full Gear. The Hardys unhappy because it feels like they feel like they're in limbo at the moment. They feel like they're just back to where they were when they were in WWE.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think of who else isn't happy in AEW right now. It's on Dirt Sheet Radio. Let me see if I can find it because there was other people that talked. Oh, Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, did a post on X. I almost said the wrong thing. Mentioning that she got zero promo time on Dynamite, while like other people have been gotten more promo, like Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, and Stin and Ric Flair recently.
That's fair.
And yeah, who else has been unhappy recently? That the Young Bucks have been fairly unhappy recently. With the fact they re-signed their contracts and they haven't been around all that much lately. I'm trying to think of what else. I there was a big list of it and everything like that. Let me see if I can find it. Um, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
The
Maybe
fuck
it's
you
in
ain't
the
happy about?
FTW.
You're the EVPs. You could just say, "Hey, can we do this shit or some bullshit?" Come on now.
I know. But yeah, Dave Meltzer recently just said, even though AEW is doing well financially, a lot of people on are just unhappy. So, um, yeah, it's just kind of a weird time for AEW right now. I don't really know what to say about it. I kind of hope AEW can pull themselves out of this. You have Fuego del Sol, who just recently talked about, kind of the backstage stuff that's going on in AEW. Um, I just hope AEW can kind of get the morale back up for the shows again and everything like that, and just the locker room itself, just because I think it's really needed. Um, but yeah, how do you feel about this? A lot of people don't really seem happy in AEW at the moment.
It's understandable. That's one thing I would say. Like, it's understandable why y'all ain't happy. I'm not gonna say just leave the fucking company, but explore your other options and just see how long it lasts. Because the thing is that if you're unhappy with like a thing, it's best to explore your other options. Because because um because there's a whole other world out there to know that. So I think like it's to be expected. Like people won't be happy about certain things. A position in a job, pay, etc., morale. So the only thing you could do to at least make the morale better is try to be more as a boss, be more open. Be more like, let's have a big meeting and let's talk about it. And just try to figure out the best thing to do. Cause like I could tell people's not happy in in a in AEW, but I don't know. It's just I get it, but at the same time, it's like if you want to save yourself some time, just try to explore your other options and just see how time goes. If you're still not happy, talk to your boss and see what's up. Just do what you need. Because because I've been seeing a lot of wrestlers leave AEW, which I'm kind of sad about, especially Sonny Kiss and Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson, because that was going to be my boy I'm going to watch for a while. But yeah, I don't know what else there to say.
Yeah. Um, I kind of hope they can dig themselves out of this like little rut right here. Um, I think AEW really needs to make themselves the company again, especially too. I mean, because CM Punk just came back to WWE. If things go well for him in WWE and he has no issues, then it's gonna make AEW look
Look
really bad.
crazy, yeah.
Um, so I kind of hope that AEW could kind of dig themselves out of this rut. The best way to kind of do this too, I would recommend, is push a little bit more of the talent that's like younger and everything like that. Kind of stop pushing like the Stins, the Ric Flairs, the Adam Copelands, and the Christian Cage. Maybe not necessarily stop pushing them, but start to kind of lessen their roles a little bit slowly, just so that way the younger talent can thrive. Because it's starting to kind of a lot of people are making the comparisons to WCW/TNA a little bit, that they're signing people that are older and everything like
Oh
that.
boy, I know about the TNA jump because I was around watching a TNA during that time.
I'll say this, at least with AEW though, it's not like they're signing people that can't still wrestle and all that type of. Well, except Ric Flair, but that's like TNA was signing like people
They were
that really
signing
could
ex
wrestle.
WWE stars. That's the thing with
Yeah.
TNA.
Um. But yeah, I think that's the best way to kind of do this. Maybe to try to make sure everybody try to make a plan for everybody too, because it does feel like some people are in limbo. Like we just mentioned Ethan Page. Like this is the first. Remember, Ethan Page was aligned with the Hardys, and all of a sudden that's not a thing anymore. Like
Remember when Ethan Page had a world championship match?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, um, try to get these talent that can really value your company, because some of these people that went to AEW, I think have been kind of worse off. Like Ethan Page, I thought was doing way better before he came to AEW. Him and Josh Alexander were great as the North, and then all of a sudden he started really well in AEW, and then a big example I think I talked about before was Sean Spears. Like Sean Spears came to AEW and he started off really well, and then he got kind of ruined and everything like that. You're seeing that kind of happen a lot with a lot of the talent that Cody signed and everything like that. The slowly, being phased out and everything like that. And yeah, so I just kind of hope that AEW can make people happy again. Um, what would make them happy is I think if the brand starts to thrive a little bit too, because the brand hasn't been doing as well in the ratings and the attendance sales recently. And I think that's why Morale is a little happier in WWE. Um, just because everything's doing well and they feel like there's everyone feels like there's a plan for them and everything like that. So, yeah, I really hope that AEW can really pick back up again and start to you know get better morale and everything like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of Spark. I don't know if you've mentioned it because it has been. Did you mention? Because I want to end on a somewhat positive note. Um,
Okay.
have you mentioned uh the news before that MJF it looked like has quietly re-signed with AEW type of thing? Have you mentioned that at all,
Oh, I
or
didn't even know about that.
yeah? So it looks like it was reported the week after Full Gear that he secretly re-signed with AEW. It's not known yet. Obviously we could hear that. And we could have another situation where Edge, it was heard that he was going to resign and then he ended up jumping to AEW. The same thing could happen. I mean, obviously Cody went through this before. So, obviously this could be a ruse. But I think MJF does need to resign. He might rethink his options now, though. Now that CM Punk's in the other place, he might want to work with CM Punk again, type of thing. But yeah, I'm hoping MJF does resign, just because I think AEW could really use it. Because I think it's going to be a big loss for AEW, especially too because he's like the center focus of all the storylines. So AEW programming kind of falls apart a little bit if he's not around anymore, type of thing. But I feel like he is going to resign just because most of his storylines haven't really been blown off yet. The only way I could see them blowing off his storylines if he does a Cody deal where he works without a contract, but I don't see MJF being the type of guy to work without a contract. So I don't think they're going to make the same mistake with Cody. I think they're going to try to tie MJF down to a contract so that way he doesn't just leave like with Cody. But yeah, I hope MJF did resign. I heard too though because of his torn pec, he wouldn't even pass WWE protocol anyways if he tried to sign. So like I feel like he is going to end up re-signing with AEW. But what do you think about this? That MJF possibly re-signed back with AEW
I'm
if
fine with it.
it's true.
I'm fine with it because MGF been he's been on a fucking roll. This man is going mental. Like he's literally like I think he finally found himself.
Mm,
Like he's a really good heel, but he's showing that he could do play of both parts, which I really adore.
right.
So like I hope he does. Like I hope he does resign, and I hope there's like a big angle about it because he keep teasing about the day that his contract's up in the bidding war. But I just hope it ends with him saying, I'm still here. And, just, yeah. If he doesn't want to resign, there are other options he could go. And I don't mind him going to a WWE. But, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, anyways, too. Say even if he resigns, he's still young enough where he could still go to WWE after his next contract's up. So it's not
Yeah.
like um,
But my thing is this, how he acts in AEW, like how he's like not PG. I don't think it's gonna fly over there.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, WWE's broken the barriers anyways. Uh, Plus, I'm kind of into his babyface run right now. I feel like he's gonna be heel when he goes to WWE. I think, and plus too, I feel like too we need. The reason he might what might cause him to stick around is he'll want to finish out his storyline with Adam Cole, and Adam Cole wouldn't be back until after he's long gone. So I
Yeah.
could see MJF not wanting to have that storyline left unfinished if he leaves. So, um, you know, but then again, Cody did leave with a lot of storylines unfinished. So it's it just depends on what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, maybe MJF wants to go be with Cody too because Cody's the one that kind of got him his. He's the reason he got his big break at All In and everything like that. So um, and plus
Yeah.
too, like Cody, we need a big heel for Cody to work with out. Because I don't expect Roman Reigns to be around after Cody wins the belt. So MJF is the perfect big heel for Cody to feud with
Yeah.
down the line. So um, so there's a lot of options. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of Spark. There's nothing left to talk about. Um, Anything you want to plug or promote?
All right. So during this whole time, right, I
Oh no.
was I made my own Continental Classic,
Okay.
and the wrestlers that was on the Continental Classic is for A block is Chono, Roosh. No, oh shit, that's B block. Hold the fuck. A block is Mox, Andrade, Roderick Strong, Go Shiozaki, Katsuyori, Shibata, and Seth Rollins. Matter of fact, shut the screen. Yes. So yeah, and here's the rankings for A block with 4 points, which is 2 points per win. So number one, well, who's ranked number one with 4 points is Roderick Strong. Apparently, his neck injury is all a ruse.
I
With
mean, it's looking like that anyway. So
a three-way tie for rank two, because they all got 2 points. And they are Tandrade, Go Shiozaki, and Shibata. And and with 0 points is John Moxley and Seth Rollins, which is crazy. So
I would have
for
thought that. Yeah.
yeah, for B block, it is Chono, Rush, Brian Danielson, Swerve, Marufuji, and Josh Alexander. And the rankings are as follows. With 4 points, rank one is Chono. A two-way tie for rank two, which is both got 2 points. Brian Danielson and Marufuji, and a three-way 0 points, and they got Roosh, Swerve, and Josh Alexander. So yeah, that's the rankings for our Continental Classic.
There you go.
So yeah, so what I gotta plug? I don't know what else I gotta plug. Right now, I'm just cooling, just taking it easy, so I could just
Well, except producing my stuff,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, except producing your shit. But other than that, I just been cooling. I just been working on my own game, and I just been working on a lot of other shit, my own personal stuff. And since I already got the game, I might as well record that dream match you requested, which is the Shield against the Undisputed Era. So yeah,
Yep.
but yeah, so.
Um,
Hmm?
and specifically, the three members of Undisputed Era I like would be Adam Cole and Red Dragon, just because I think I like that version of the best. But if you
True.
can't make it,
I could do it. Don't worry. But yeah,
but
Red
yeah,
Dragon is a good tag team too. So
the stuff I got coming up is obviously this. Check out the WWE Aftershock episode that Zero Chris and I did, covering basically the returns of CM Punk and Randy Orton. The WWE Aftershock episode with just me covering all the other stuff afterwards. That will be uploaded whenever Zero gets to it.
mhm.
Um, and then Retro Wrestling Review Series. Chris and I are gonna record that tomorrow.
What retro
You
are y'all
know,
doing? Just to be more
huh?
specific, what's the retro y'all doing?
The last SmackDown, since CM Punk's returning on SmackDown this week, the last SmackDown that he was on, back on January 24th, 2014.
Jesus.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
And this was
Um,
before the Rumble, right?
this was before the Rumble, yeah. Um,
Because
and
like he
then
left. Sorry for cutting you off, but like he left. Like his last appearance was the Royal Rumble, right?
yeah,
All right.
and then yeah, WWE Aftershock being recorded Saturday. It will be released after Deadline, most likely, covering the go home week of Deadline and everything like that. And then you'll probably get like a WWE Aftershock extra covering Deadline and the NXT following on the Wednesday following NXT Deadline, and then a WWE Aftershock covering um, all the main roster stuff, and then obviously a WWE. I'm sorry, no, an AEW Spark covering next week's stuff. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up. So and then nothing on the Only Talking Data channel. We won't be coming back with that
Oh.
until after the holidays because my cousin graduates from college, so he'll finally
Oh shit.
have free time. And then um,
Congratulations. Wait, you said a graduation, right?
yeah, my cousin graduates. Yeah,
Oh
so
shit. Congratulations to your cousin.
and then yeah, and then we're not going to do anything that week because it's like the holiday week.
Yeah.
So after
So
holidays, we're going to be
so
coming back.
so I'm gonna say this though. Just to let you and everybody else know. I kind of want to do this because it's the holidays. So let's all have a holiday break. So we don't have to
Okay,
do so no reviews or anything. Just that holiday season break. Just so
I'm
that
fine with
y'all
that.
could be, just so that y'all could be, with your family to know that stuff. So yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and then that's it. Yeah. So the holiday break. So like, do you want to take New Year's off then too? Like, we'll do a 2 week break.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a 2 week break.
Mhm.
That way too, you're just getting used to producing all my stuff too. So like,
Yeah.
you'll be finally used to it and everything like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty much at the end of AEW Spark. Thank you guys for watching. Since we're recording this in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Bye bye. Stay hydrated.